Hello everyone, my name is Adeline Spears and welcome to this AWX holiday special, and I'm going to be bringing you your Christmas Eve day and travel weather forecast for this Christmas. And let's go ahead and get into the forecasting. So we're going to start off here on looking at our Christmas Eve hazards map over here on the west coast, where they're going to be dealing with some rain, snow, and maybe some gusty winds thanks to that low pressure system moving through. And similar to that, down here in the Midwest, we're looking at some lingering and pesky rain showers this Christmas Eve as well. Down here in the desert Southwest and along the Gulf Coast, looking at those above average warm temperatures, 60s to 70s at times, and of course sunny skies to go with that as well. Up here in the Northeast, we're looking at heavy bands of snow breaking down in upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and even the majority of Maine as well this Christmas Eve. And we are seeing potentially the possibility of some freezing rain around the Washington, D.C. area this Christmas Eve as well. Something to keep an eye on, but definitely not set in stone quite yet. And now we're going to be looking at the Santa Skywatch map, this is going to be a hazards map for post 9 p.m. this Christmas Eve. So if you've got plans to go out caroling with some friends, or if you're wondering what Santa's going to be flying through on Christmas Eve, this is the perfect map for you. And thankfully, the majority of that precipitation will have already diminished or has tapered out across the majority of the U.S. We do have those lingering rain showers getting into the St. Louis area and the Springfield, Missouri area as well. That's not too much to be concerned about. But as we go over here to the West Coast, still dealing with the remnants of those heavy snow and rain bands from earlier that day, thanks to that low pressure system over here in portions of Oregon, Nevada, Idaho, and maybe even getting into higher elevations of Montana as well. But besides precipitation, up here in the northern Dakotas and up here in the Northeast, one concern will be these freezing to frigid temperatures, looking at wind chills getting into the teens, maybe even the single digits up here in the northernmost parts of North Dakota. And now the big day, Christmas Day, the one that we have all been looking forward to. I know I've been. And thankfully, this Christmas Day is looking pretty mild across the majority of the U.S., besides some pesky precipitation lingering along the West Coast and the Midwest. We've got some rain showers breaking out by early Christmas morning down here just south of Dallas. That's going to spread up through Mississippi, Arkansas, getting into the St. Louis area. And by midday and the evening, we've got that rain bothering folks over here in Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois as well. And of course, we're still looking at that snow over here on the West Coast, now getting into parts of Colorado, central Montana, and even getting into northwestern Wyoming as well. Really breaking out here, maybe even giving Denver, Colorado the potential for a bright Christmas this year as well. And over here on the West Coast, very tip end, Seattle going to be dealing with some cold rain this year. Really nothing out of the ordinary, but this is going to be the start of next low pressure system that we will be having to monitor as we go into the last week of 2024. Well, I'll have a new video out on that very soon, as we're looking at maybe a signal for some severe weather going into the last few days of the year. But now we're going to be looking at an hour-by-hour breakdown of the Christmas conditions for some of the busiest cities in the U.S. this Christmas. These are the cities that everyone is flocking to this Christmas season. So we're going to start off over here with St. Louis, and we're looking at rain showers all day. No surprise, once we get past those heavy rain bands in the morning, we're going to be dealing with some lingering light showers for the rest of the day. Getting into Atlanta, and this is just about as a mild Christmas as it gets, looking at overcast conditions all day with temperatures in the 40s to 50s. Now over here in Seattle, like I mentioned, this is going to be a cold and rainy one. Rain all day is what is anticipated right now, with those temperatures way south of 50. And then finally, rounding off with New York City, where we are expecting cold and cloudy conditions for most of the day, but we will see a brief warm-up when the sun tries to pop out at around 4 p.m., lasting a couple of hours until the sun sets well before 8 p.m., resorting back to those overcast conditions. And then last but not least, we're going to be looking at our Monday air travel forecast, as 100 million people, or 100 million plus people, are going to be hitting the roads or the skies this Christmas. So let's go ahead and look at our air travel forecast. These 3 airports are going to be the busiest this year, this Christmas season in the U.S. No surprise, Atlanta is number 1 on that list, busiest airport in the world. And thankfully, thanks again to those really mild conditions this Christmas, we're really not anticipating any travel disruptions on Monday and even Tuesday as well. We're looking at sunny skies both days. No precipitation is anticipated. Now, JFK on Monday, we are going to be expecting little to no trouble. But on Tuesday, that's when things could get a little bit iffy. We're looking at those snow bands entering the metro area in the morning hours of Tuesday, possibly causing some concern if you've got returning or departing flights to JFK on Tuesday morning. But LAX is looking just as clear as Atlanta both Monday and Tuesday, looking at those partly cloudy to fully sunny skies both days. Green lights all of the way for Atlanta and LAX this Christmas season. So I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you soon with more AWX weather forecasting videos just like these. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.